Okay, so little explanation. So this is like a vlog, but I'm not really talking in it that much. It's just kind of like ambiance, I guess. So it's just kind of a process of like packing for the show and then going to the show. And then I'm gonna put in a few clips of the show itself, but if you want to see like all my videos from the show, I'm gonna post another video that's just like the full everything I've got. Because that's what I normally do. And then at the end, I have a little like debrief explaining everything that happened in the show, because it was genuinely like nothing could have gone better for us truly at this show. So it was really fun. So yeah, have fun. I have to pack. Cause no one ever looked so good in a dress. And
it's like you're chilled on my spine. I didn't need it.
Every single show, and let me say a massive thank you to every single person in here.
it's the 31st. It's been like 4 days. Because, okay, I went from being in Philly on Friday morning, the day after the concert, waking up in the hotel, and then drove back to my home, and then drove straight to Pittsburgh. So I went from like one side of the state to the other side in a day, and that was just a lot. And so I've been in Pittsburgh this weekend, and so now I'm back and I'm updating. So basically, okay, this is a pretty bad vlog, but it's more of just like I just want to talk about the experience and kind of just share the memories so I remember it. So basically I'm going to talk about all the stuff that wasn't really captured on video. So random. So we like left for the concert around like 1:32, like 1:30/2, I don't know. And then we rolled up. We were so excited. We got out of the car. We saw everyone with their red and black outfits, and I was like, yes, this is it. There was a car that had like a One Direction like sun protector thing. So I was like, boom, we're home. We got into the concert fine. Everything was great. We did have to walk up those godforsaken steps at the Man Center, which if you haven't been to the Man Center, you don't know. Honestly, the steps weren't as bad this time. They were pretty bad last time, because last time I was there was for Five Sauce last summer, and we were going to the Skyline stage, not the TD Pavilion, which are in the same, they're both in the Man Center, but they're like separate stages. And the Skyline stage is all general admission, and so we were like queuing, like we were trying to get as close as we could. So we started lining up at like 3:30, like I don't know when it was, but like we started lining up a bit early. And so like we were out there in the sun, and we only had one bottle of water, and so we were just like, oh. And then we had to walk up all those stairs and then continue to stand. It sucked. But this time it was fine, because we just like rolled up at 5:30 when the doors opened, and then we were able to go. So what happened? We found our seats. We were in the balcony, I was a little nervous about the balcony seats, because from the pictures I was seeing, I was like, are we gonna even be able to see the stage? But it was actually great. Like, it was actually very good. You could see the entire stage, and you could see the pit, and that was like, I was like, that's fine. And then we went to get Julia merch. So we waited in the merch line. It was pretty short, so that was fun. And that is when the bracelet trading started. So Julia brought a bunch of bracelets. I made myself like these little like woven ones, but I wasn't trading them. They weren't like the tradable friendship bracelets, which is so crazy, because those are literally like Taylor Swift did that. And now it's like moving on to Louis, which I think is so fun. And so I got a bracelet from Julia, and then 2 bracelets from just other girls who were like, sure, like they were like, do you want a bracelet, even though like you didn't bring it straight? And I was like, yes. So these are all the bracelets that I wore. So first of all, the ones that I made one. This is the first one I ever made. Is this the right way? Yeah, it says Faith in the Future. It's really long, so it's like not the best as a bracelet, because you can't read it. But it says Faith in the I can't speak. Faith in the Future. And then we have one that says I Heart LT, which is great. And then I just made one that said Habit, because I was in a Habit mood, and I really love Habit. I literally like Habit used to be one of my least favorite songs in the album, just because I was like, I didn't like the chorus, I guess, because it was like, it's just like, you're the half that can't break, you're the half that can't break, you're the shit that I can't shake, and then like kind of like repeats. But now I'm like, I love it. So yeah, that's that. And then these are the bracelets that, like the friendship bracelets. So this is the one that Julia gave me, Angels Fly, because that's one of my faves. And then this is the one that we got from the girl in the merch line. It says We Made It. That's the one I got, and I love We Made It. So got the We Made It one, and then I'm just gonna continue the story and then get to when I got the other one. So like we got the merch line. It was great. Like we were chatting with people. It was so fun. There was like, they were showing a slideshow of like upcoming events at the Man Center, and there was one for Five Sauce. Every time the Five Sauce one came on, we were like, oh my god, Five Sauce. And then there was one for Nile, and like the general population of everyone that was there, when the Nile one came on, we were all like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so that was fun. And that was like in the merch line and everything. And then Julia got her merch, it was all good. And then we went back to our seats. And when I went back to my seat, this is when I got this one from a girl who was just like sitting behind us. And it says Change. And that's one of his, I guess it's not unreleased now, but it's one of the songs that's on the deluxe edition of Faith in the Future. And it's honestly so good. And like the first time I heard it, I was like, what's this? What's this? I was like, oh my god. So I got the Change bracelet because I was like, oh, I just need to. And also, I didn't mean to do this color scheme. I was so... I took a picture of the bracelets, like me wearing them and like in the stage in the background, and I did not post it anywhere because I was like, I don't want people to get the wrong interpretation of the blue-green. So, don't worry about it. So, after that, okay, so that, oh, this is a really big egg. Okay. Back to the story, you're gonna hear the egg cooking in the background, it's fine. It's actually very loud. I'll talk louder. So then the openers came on. Like we kind of just sat in our seats for a while until the openers came on. And then, so Andrew Cushion came on first, and Julia and I were the literal only ones standing up, at least in the balcony. No one else was up, and I was like, bro, come on, get into it. Because so before the show, I tried to listen to some of the opener's music, but so the other opener was Giant Rooks, and I actually thought it was the Snuts for like the longest time. I don't know how I got that confused, because I originally knew it was Giant Rooks, but then like on the playlist it was like Louis, Andrew Cushion, and the Snuts, and so I was like, oh, the Snuts, the same thing. I like didn't realize it was different people. And so I accidentally listened to a bunch of the Snuts discography and not Giant Rooks, which is my mistake. But like they were really good too. But they opened for Louis a while ago. Not a while ago, it was like a month ago. So that was the whole thing. But Andrew Cushion I was actually listening to for like a bit before the concert. And I really like his music, especially like the songs that he performed, I really like them. My favorites are 4.5 or 4.5%. And It's Coming Round Again. Those are my faves. I was very confused because during the show he was like, oh, this is one I'm still working on, like it's not finished, we'll see if you like it. And It's Coming Round Again, but it's on Spotify. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. And that was like one of my favorites when I was listening to it on Spotify. But yeah, it was really good. And I love him, and we were the only ones standing up. So we support you, Andrew, we love you. Then he went off, oh my gosh. So then he went off, sat down, chilled for a little bit, and then Giant Rooks came on. We love Giant Rooks. People were a little more, they were a little more into Giant Rooks. There were more people there, and it was closer to showtime, and it's like a band, and Andrew Cushion's stuff is a little more like mellow and just beautiful. But their stuff is more like poppy, up on your feet sort of thing. So Giant Rooks was great. Yeah, they're from Germany. That's fun. Yeah. So then we waited and waited and waited, and then Louis came on. And so, okay, this is very important for you to note. So there were 3 specific things that we wanted to happen at this show. We wanted Louis to be wearing a tank top. We wanted him to sing High in California, and we wanted, okay, this sounds crazy. We wanted at the end, Louis, my face isn't even in it. At the end, Louis goes into the pit during Silver Tongues and like dances around with the people in the pit. And so, like, in the front, like, there's, like, a barrier between them, but he's, like, leaning over, kind of. And so everyone, like, reaches up at him and, like, grabs him. And it's, like, crazy. Like, they really go at him. But he loves it. Like, he said in interviews before, like, on the Zach Sang show, he's like, oh, it's the best part of the job. So he's like not being attacked, but he's like, it's kind of intense though. And so there's sometimes when people go so crazy that they literally like rip his shirt. And so we were like, we hope that happens because it's funny. So that's very important things for you to know going into this. So he comes on, like, okay, like the greatest starts playing. And I actually have a video of, like, I was just filming myself, I don't know, because I was bored and we were just waiting for Louis to come on. And we had no idea when he was coming on. And so I was just, like, filming myself like this. And then suddenly everyone starts screaming because the lights go off. And I have it on video and it was crazy. But then, so he comes on, the band comes on, they start playing, oh, like all that. And then, like, we're just screaming our heads off. And then Louis comes on stage and he's wearing a tank top. And me and Julia were literally, like, that was the loudest I've ever screamed in my life. Because we just looked at each other and we were like, he's wearing a tank top. I have it on video. So yeah, that was really fun. So yeah, he was wearing a little Prada tank top. And we were very happy about that. So then nothing too eventful or different happened. Like, it was crazy. We were so good. Kill My Mind happened, which is Julia's favorite. We did the light thing during Kill My Mind. With the kill my. And I was like, yes, because I wanted to do that. And then I believe during Face the Music, Louis went into the pit. Like, okay, how do I explain this up at the stage? The stage was like, so the stage is like a stage, and then there's these little things that go off to the side, and then there's like this barrier that surrounds the pit, because the pit was pretty small. So there's these little, like, just like, probably like maybe this high off the ground, these barriers that were like stopping people from going into the pit, right? And then there were like little gates for people to go in. But there were just these like thick barriers that were like built in, like they were like sturdy, like you could say walk on them. So during Face the Music, Louis starts going off the stage and walks onto the barrier and is now walking like behind the pit of people and right in front of the lower terrace. I don't know what it's called. The people that are like one back from the pit. He starts walking like right in front of them, and I like lost my mind because I was just like, that's so crazy, like that he's down there. And then, okay, he pointed up to our section, and I'm pretty sure there was like this mom who was in the very front of the balcony who was like dancing the whole time. She's so cute, you can see her in most of my videos. And I'm pretty sure he was pointing at her. I hope he was, because she was so cute and she was really into it. But yeah, he went down into the pit and Faced the Music, and I could not believe it. He just does not care about his own safety at all, which is wild to me. So yeah. I'm trying to think what else happened. He was talking to us. I guess the next thing that happened is he played High in California, which I don't remember what this, I don't know, I don't have the set list memorized, but whatever came after High in California, Julia was like, oh, blah, blah, blah is next. And we were like, oh my God, it might have been like Holding On to Heartache or Angels Fly or something. And then he starts playing High in California. Because again, on like the Spotify playlist of the set list, there's some of them that have High in California on it and some of them that don't. Because it's either High in California or Saved by a Stranger. And also High in California was like it wasn't just released though, it's been out for a while. I don't know. But it wasn't on like the day one set list, which is when people made their set list. So it's not on some of the playlists, and so it wasn't on the one that Julia was looking at. And so he starts playing High in California, and we're like, and then I whispered to Julia, I'm like, it's High in California. And then we started screaming, and we just loved it. We went off. Then he played, I'm pretty sure after this he played Night Changes, which we love. We do like cat dancing, screaming. just like crying. It was so good. Then I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like there were just parts where he was talking to the crowd. Like there was one time he was like, I'm a real stoner. I forget stuff sometimes. Or he was like, I probably shouldn't say this. I'm a stoner. I forget stuff sometimes. And then he like, cause he forgot to shout out Andrew Cushing and Janet Rooks. So that was funny. Also, I want to mention there was this dad behind us who was so into it. He was the one that started like multiple like barking chants, like ooh, ooh, ooh. And then he started. There was this pre-show announcement that was like about our safety, and they were like, "Please don't throw things on stage at the performer." And the dude in the it was like, "Unless it's a chicken nugget," because that's a whole thing that like Louis got a chicken nugget thrown at him, and it was like, it's a really funny video. And then nothing too crazy happened. Okay, here's the thing. I know everyone says that every single show. Oh, you're my favorite crowd. Philly, you're the best show. Because I know Five Sauce did that. But Louis, you know it's true. Like, some part of me was like, he means it. He tweeted out after the show, Philly, you were so special. I'm just saying, he loved our show. He was like in the crowd, bro, and he was like, yeah, I don't know, he just loved our show. I'm just saying. And, what else? Drag me down, kill me. I just have to say, Back to You is one that I didn't know before the tour set list came out. Like, I knew the chorus just because it was like on the radio or whatever, but it wasn't one that I really listened to. But so I like was listening to it in preparation for the show so I could know the lyrics, and it was so good live. Like the rock version of Back to You was something else. It was so good. And then I guess so then at the end of the show when he went down into the pit, his tank top did not get ripped. It just got like stretched out a lot. It was like this beautiful Prada tank top, and it got like so like stretched. So sorry about that, Louis. But yeah. And then what am I trying to? There was something else. During Silver Tongues, someone got proposed to, and it was crazy because he was doing like the getting high on the amber waves, going deep for the ones who do the same. And to the left of us, I just hear a bunch of screaming, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? And I turn around, and I see like these people, they're in the row in front of us, but like way to the side, and someone's on their knee. And I was like, oh my god. And we just start yelling, someone got proposed to! And it was so cute, and it was such a great way to end the night. Because I was like, before Silver Tongues, Louis was like, I need you to give me everything you got, every last bit of energy. And that happened, and I was just like, oh my god, I was like enlightened. And so I immediately was like, I was jumping, I was dancing, my feet hurt so bad, my voice hurt. I was going so crazy. Yeah, and it was like literally the best night of my life. Like it was so fun. I kept saying it was like low-key better than Five Sauce just because with Five Sauce I was like alone for most of the show, which was fine. And like I was still going at it. I was still like wow. But having like Julie and Kat there to like celebrate it with, it was so fun. And then we sat in traffic for like 30 minutes. Went to this really suspicious shop in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, that was like low-key selling weed, but like we got waters. So then we went to the hotel, and the hotel was like very much not clean, very much lived in, very much comforters out. So we switched to a different room, very much still giving cockroach, but you know, that's just the vibe sometimes. And so it was great. We sat there and we watched episode 5, I think, of The Summer I Turned Pretty. It was just as bad as the other ones. I should make a video on The Summer I Turned Pretty. No one wants to hear me talk about it because I dislike it, but I think that would be funny. So this was a beautiful debrief of the concert. It literally, like, I don't know, it like it really changed me. Like, I am a different person than I was 5 days ago, because I don't know, just like it oh my god, I can't, what's the word, somethings my love for music. Like, I just love it now. I've been listening to so much Louis, I've been listening to so much Five Sauce. It was just so good. And I love Louis Tomlinson. I love you, Louis. I don't know, that's all I have to say.